In TCM, victims have the objective to escape. And how do they do that? By not dying. Toughness is the attribute to help you with all of your not dying endeavors. Let's take a look at how it works. The most basic function of toughness is that it increases victim health. It increases it by 1.11 per point. The max amount of health a victim can have is 138.75 without any perks. Lone Survivor increases the health of the last victim standing. The effect is multiplicative and stacks, up to 287 if all 4 victims have the perk. Toughness makes it easier to escape from Nancy's and Hitchhiker's traps. With 50 toughness, you can easily escape without needing to use a bone scrap. So if you're in a game with one of these characters, consider using high toughness. Toughness also helps you recover faster when incapacitated, 0.2 seconds faster per point. At base it takes 10 seconds to recover. At max it takes 5. Regardless of toughness, you will recover 44.4 health. Health pots comes in 2 sizes, small or big ones. The small ones heal 27.5 health and the big ones heal 44.4. After using a health pot with extra drip, you will heal an extra 72 HP over 12 seconds. This still works if you heal a teammate or if a teammate heals you. Consider using those perks in order to make the most out of health pots. Healing with a health pot also decreases your bleed out multiplier. What is the bleed out multiplier? You know the little heart that is depleting constantly? That is your condition, and it has an effect on how much health you are losing per second. You are always losing HP as victim, and the speed of it depends on your condition and your bleed out multiplier. Being hit by a family member or using a well will turn your multiplier from ×1 to ×4, meaning you will lose HP at a much faster rate. So if you ever wonder why you lost HP over time, it's because you got hit or used a well and didn't heal. Healing with Empowered, recovering after being incapacitated, or spending 60 seconds without taking damage will turn your modifier to ×1 again. And healing with a health pot makes the bleeding out slower, until you get hit. After being injured, you also leave small blood trails, and depending on how low your HP is, it will determine the amount of blood you leave behind. The bleeding will stop after a certain amount of time or if you heal. Family has the objective to prevent victims from escaping. And how do they do that? They murder. Savagery is the attribute for all of your murdering needs. Savagery affects the damage you do to victims. In fact, that's all it does. It has no effect on close encounters or any other in-game interactions. Each family member has a different base damage, but they also have different increases per point of Savagery, meaning that a 50 Savagery Leatherface will deal more damage than a 50 Savagery Cook. Cook, Hitch, Sissy, and Nancy also gain a tired damage bonus, in which their base damage is increased to 18. Johnny also has it, but it remains the same, and Leatherface does not have it at all. Leatherface has the highest possible damage per hit with 30 damage at max Savagery, followed by Johnny, Cook, and Nancy at 26. Leatherface's overhead hit deals 80 damage. Savagery does not increase the amount of damage this hit does. An overhead hit followed by a normal hit with no perks will do 110 damage. In order to increase the damage of the overhead, you can use perks. By stacking a lot of perks, you can get up to 65% damage bonus, and a single overhead will do 132 damage. The following hit will do 49.5 damage for a total of 181.5 damage, obliterating any victim at full health. Besides the overhead and basic attacks, damage perks don't increase the damage of traps. Hitchhiker's traps do 15 damage. They will also do 30 damage if you have the bleed up upgrade over time. And if you have Venom, they do an extra 30, meaning that Hitchhiker's traps can deal up to 81.6 damage to a victim that falls in one of them with a proper build. Nancy's traps are a bit underwhelming in terms of damage, they only do 5. The important part of them is the stun and the rebuild they do on victims. If a victim fills up the bar while trying to escape from a trap, they will take an additional 15 damage. Sissy's poison does no damage at base at all. With the upgrade, it will do 15 damage over the course of some time. Jumping out a window will inflict 55 damage on the victim, 70 if it's from the second floor. If the window wasn't broken, it will do 20 extra damage. A victim falling off the well will take 20 damage. More interestingly, if a victim is hit by a family member during the wall climbing animation, they will take 10% extra damage. Same happens if a victim is knocked down a ladder. The victim will take 10% extra damage for that one hit. And this ability can mitigate all forms of damage, same with perks like Jack in a Box. No-cell, however, can only mitigate damage from family attacks. None of those can mitigate damage over time though, like Venom, Rough Cut, or Serrated. Rough Cut doesn't work on an overhead, nor does it stack with multiple hits. It's still a good way to rack up some damage. Serrated, however, does stack, meaning that each hit you land on a victim will be 5 extra damage on them, making it incredibly good for characters that attack quickly like Hitch or Sissy, though it's good on everyone as it's extra damage. A tip I can give family players is to listen for victims' screams. Depending on how much health a victim has, it will affect the amount they scream. This can also help discern if someone had no cell. Listen to this example. Hello, Julie. Oh, no cell. With all that groundwork out of the way, how much Savagery and Toughness do you need? If Leatherface has Scout, he will not be able to one-shot any victim. If he doesn't have Scout or damage perks, you need at least 25 Toughness and max HP to survive. Realistically, you should have at least 27 Toughness to have some margin of HP. If he has big swings, you need at least 40 Toughness to survive an overhead and a swing, and if he has multiple damage stacking perks, you ain't living that, I'm sorry. 40 Toughness will give you good recovery time, will help you escape from traps at a good rate, and you'll be able to survive Leatherface encounters if you're lucky. 50 Toughness though is not a waste of points if you wish to go a full tank build. For family, it depends on how much Toughness the victim has, but usually the more the merrier. Reddit user Chrono Trader made a good spreadsheet on how many hits a family needs to kill a max Toughness victim depending on their Savagery. Go take a look. I'll put it in the description. The best tip I can give you as a victim: don't get hit. And as a family, hit the victims a lot.